Hi, hi guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry about the delay. Uh, we, uh, it's hard to explain. Shit happens. It's the weekend. I hope everybody's doing well. Maybe I'll ask what you had for lunch today. If you didn't like what you had for lunch, uh, tell me what you wish you had. Mike, I did change mics. Is it worse? This is what I was using last night. It's the headphones, but this mic it's worse. Well, this mic is not working at the moment. I know, I'm sure it's not as clear as the Yeti, but ugh, is it that bad? Hold on. I can fix it. That's better, right? This is less tinny and more paisley. Um, I'm assuming. There we go. Okay. Well, that just means I have to mute it by hand, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. The reason I got this mic specifically when I started doing online stuff. Okay, well, I'll leave it at that then. Um, I mean, I literally have four microphones here. Hi, Nigel. In Ottawa, I remember. I literally bought this mic because I was doing one podcast and I really wanted to have good sound. So obviously this is the one they recommend, the Blue Yeti mic or whatever. And it has this mute button on the front. You can see mute. And it's my favorite button because finding it on the computer to mute it is a hassle. I'm sure there's a shortcut, but oftentimes I'm in between screens and different things. So, Melanie, you force yourself to eat. Now you feel nauseous. You had grilled chicken, potatoes, and okra. Good, but so filling. Yeah, Mike, I know, but this baby hates me right now. I don't know what to do about her. Recently, she hasn't been working, so that's a problem for another day. Regardless, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say thank you firstly to Lisa. No, Lisa, it was me. I changed the mic, so it wasn't just you, it was me. But firstly, thank you so much to Lisa, who had such a great setup for us last night. I was so excited. I don't have to wear these, or I can wear them, but not until we have to watch court. Lisa, we have to do it again. Please, 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 if you can. Like, I think that is a game we should play monthly, to be honest. Or maybe I can come up with them and do it with everybody too. I think that was really a lot of fun though, Lisa. Such a blast. I I just really enjoyed it, especially because it's not music that I know all of or maybe any of, but I do appreciate the placement of Taylor Swift. Next time I would say Spice Girl. That was my first album ever, was the Spice Girls Wannabe, which just shows my age or lack of age, I guess. Um this morning, today has already been a bit of a crazy day, although it's 3 o'clock, 3:07 Pacific time, and uh I just had a breakfast burrito. Oh, last night was the most fun you had it on a Friday night in ages. That's great to hear. Well, I've wanted to do a game like that for a while, but I was wanting to do it where I lip synced the songs and you guys had to guess them. But I mean, just saying the lyrics seems to work just fine. Maybe lip syncing is like adding an extra layer of difficulty to it. Anyways, you guys, seriously, I had a real blast. I did notice a comment. You guys know I wake up and look at comments. It's one of my favorite things to do. Also, watching my numbers drop. Oh, so fun. Sort of kidding, not kidding. But Mikey said that he knew all of them. Yeah, that would be too weird. Silent disco. Thank you, Melanie. This is actually a custom lip color that I created, which I call Overnight Leftovers Plus. So it is my overnight leftover makeup plus a different shade than I normally use. What's this one called? Oh, this one's the vegan one. It's called, oh, this is funny. I didn't know this when I bought this. I don't think I would have bought this if I did. It's called Down to Earth, which I'm not sure. Maybe I'm down to earth. You're damn right I did, Mikey says. Well, you can say that belatedly, but you can't prove it until we do it again, is the truth. Yes, Down to Earth, Miss Melanie. That's what this shade is called, but it's over top of my like really, really red lip stain that doesn't go away. So it's giving, I don't know, it's giving like dusty rose rouge to me on the camera, but I know the cameras are a little fucked. So, uh, Lisa, can you tell us what was the theme in your mind? Like I got the theme based on me, like the songs were all sort of sexy and fun, but what was the theme in your mind as you were making it? I would like to hear as not only a watcher. Sex, of course. Okay, so just basic sex. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I don't know if it's fair. I mean, Mikey, how long did you work at a radio station where you listened to music all day for your job? But Mayor said that he did that too. So actually, I didn't I ask a question last night? Like, do when you work at a radio station, do you actually listen to the songs, or is that time like where you actually get to do stuff comparatively to like normal? Courtney, hi, Miss Courtney. Uh, also, you worked in for 10 years in radio. Wow. Have I ever had a job for 10 years? Being a mom, that one. Still got it. Ain't been fired yet. Other than that, no. Uh, I was hanging out a little bit later last night with a friend of mine who is living in Miami now, but they are from here. And I had to encourage them to go to Publix. They hadn't been, but he kept saying, I've been to that Joe Traders. And I was like, you mean Trader Joe's? He means Trader Joe's. But he calls it Joe Traders, which is like a super old Canadian thing to do. Anyways, boobs and bums. Melanie, that's a good idea. You were a loner as a young buck and listened to lots of music. Well, my taste in music is quite eclectic. Court thinks I have good taste in music. A lot of okay, I can't say a lot, but there are some people that think I have good taste in music. And I think I almost always have a good song for the moment. But uh I don't know genres, and I definitely wasn't winning last night's game. No way, no how. Also, as you can see, I have the green screen behind. Oh, look at my wrist still, by the way. You can't really see this chemical. I mean, honestly, should we sue Fitbit? Should I be suing Fitbit for these chemical burns they're giving me? Do Apple Watches do that? So disappointed. I still have to work out later today, anyways. Um, so I have to put it on one of the wrists, otherwise the workout doesn't count. Can I do that in Canada? Sue people? Yeah, not as easily, but yeah, we could sue people. Um, Cloth band on your Apple Watch. Sounds weird. Do you mean like cotton? I've talked about magnetic band that normally I get for my Fitbit that for some reason I just like cannot order right now. Oh, we have some bad news. Let's have some F in the chat for my phone. F in the chat for the phone that has died. It did not come back to life last night. That was a sad, sad time for me. Luckily, I know. I phones, it's so not fair. But here we go. I opened another drawer and I pulled out, I mean, what looks like an identical phone, like literally same Z's almost, same size, same everything. Allergic to latex and break out with yours. Oh, well, then you need to get a magnetic one like me. But when I when I went to 3.14. Oh, now it's 3.15. Now it's over. Anyways, I was like, well, I can't be without a phone. Like I literally cannot be without a phone. I wasn't sure what to do. I was in a bad way. So I hoped about this one, but I just sort of tossed it to the side. And then I found this one in a drawer and I thought it wasn't my phone. But when the password came up, I just instinctively put in my password and it worked. And it turns out this is my phone. I don't know why I don't have it anymore, but it seems to be working. I think it's because it's an old iPhone and I really don't like being on iPhone. That's the way it is now. And Courtney, I looked it up. These bands do not have latex in them. At least the Fitbit ones don't. Anyways, we're gonna watch some Bothell Court. We haven't been to Bothell in a while. Oh, also some of the shit I found on this phone was hilarious. Like it can't be that old, but it feels like forever ago. Regardless, it's like a stretchy forever. All right. Mikey, you'll have to RSVP to the next music trivia night because we're gonna do it again. And you claim that you knew them all. And again, you can't have that claim if you don't do it live. That's sort of the truth. Oh yes, Sashina. Sashina is premiering a few chapters from her book on her YouTube channel, which is linked on my YouTube channel under my friends category. Please check it out. They are short. So if you say you're gonna wake up like I did last week and watch them early in the morning, her novel. Um, you can't be late, okay? They are short, so you have to just be there on time and enjoy them all. I'm always fashionably late by Mikey. And I was too late for these anyways. So let's go ahead, let's watch some court. We do have a little bit. And I will mute myself. Also, I was like, wow, this phone I haven't broken yet. Like, that's pretty impressive. I wondered, why did you get rid of it, Paisley? Why is this phone not in use? And then as I'm looking closer, I have cracked the screen a little bit. So, oh, perfect. Sashina's put the link. Deborah Davis is going to be a guest host on Colin's channel tomorrow night. Wow. Colin booking booking the talent, I guess. Good for him. I don't know if my interview with Deborah Davis would be appreciated.
All right, we're back on the record on
That's
the
some funny questions to ask.
11 o'clock arraignment calendar. I understand we are ready to proceed with the remaining matters. Is that correct?
I'm ready with Mr. Omoa's matter.
Mr. Amoa, if you can turn on your video and unmute your microphone. Mr. Amoa, are you there?
I am here.
Very good. All right. There we go. Good afternoon. You're here for arraignment, so I need to confirm that Andrew, is it Kwame?
Kwame.
Kwame Amoa is your true name.
Correct.
All right. Mr. McMahon.
Mr. Amoa, did you understand you're being charged by the city of Bothell by way of criminal complaint with 1 count of harassment, domestic violence, 1 count of malicious mischief, and 3rd-degree domestic violence?
I do.
Do you understand what the maximum possible penalties would be for those offenses if convicted?
You have told me.
Did you understand all the rights in that rights form that we went over?
Yes, I have.
Now we acknowledge receipt of the complaint, wait for the formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty as to each count.
Correct.
Not guilty. I'm sorry?
That's correct.
Not guilty plea will enter.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh, could you hear me that whole time? Oh, was it not echoing because I'm wearing headphones and yet my microphone wasn't undone or wasn't muted? Interesting. There's a little workaround. Melanie. Yeah, Deborah Baker. No offense to Deborah Baker. Love you, Deborah Baker. Please come back. Is not Deborah Davis. I think Deborah Baker is a lawyer too, though. Like, I'm not saying anyone's better than the other, but I was a little perplexed as to how Colin got Deborah Davis to come on his show and guest host. Is it guest hosting, by the way? I feel like I definitely didn't start that trend. But on this channel, we're enjoying. It doesn't have to be people, well, yeah. You don't even have to be legal related. Wait, so did I not mute it before? I guess I didn't mute it. Whatever.
It does not appear there's a request for court-appointed counsel at this time.
I did fill out an indigency affidavit on his. Oh, I didn't hit save. It should be there now.
It is not completed. It has his date of birth on it and his address, but nothing upon which I could make a determination.
You might need to refresh. I have everything in here, including recipient of food stamps, what his occupation is.
Okay, give me just a moment. I'll try that again then. Okay, there we go.
Hit F5, Judge.
All right. All right. And does he wish to receive, since I see you included an email, does he wish to receive, I guess, Mr. Amaha, do you wish to receive notifications from the court by email?
Yes, that's the only way you're going to be able to get a hold of me currently.
All right. So I will check those boxes indicating that that's what you would like to have. Based on the information that is contained in the request for court-appointed counsel, I will find that you are eligible at no expense. I'm going to go ahead and sign that order. Okay. With regard to and I just need to confirm on the rights form, it looks like you gave Mr. McMahon permission to mark an X on the signature line on your behalf. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that is to indicate that you did understand the rights as set forth there. Is that also correct?
That is correct.
All right. And Mr. McMahon, I believe you've indicated a plea of not guilty in
That's
this
correct.
matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
And not guilty plea will enter. The court has previously had an opportunity to review the police reports, did make a finding of probable cause. What is the city's request with regard to release and conditions?
The city is requesting standard conditions as well as no contact orders with both Thomas and Beverly Anderson. We have been in contact with the victims and they indicated that they did not think the no contact orders were necessary because they just don't think it's a safety concern. They represented that they have not been in contact with Mr. Amoa since the incident 5 months ago.
All right, Mr. McMahon.
Are we asking the court not to impose a no contact order at this point? As the city pointed out, the alleged victims don't believe it's necessary to protect their safety, but also I'd point out that it's been over 5 months since the date of the allegations here, and there's been no further incidents or allegations of any kind of violent conduct between them, indicating that that condition is not reasonably necessary to prevent the commission of a violent offense. Additionally, I do understand that currently Mr. Omoa is without resources. I would hate to cut him off from the only support structure he might have in a given situation, especially in an emergency. Additionally, I believe that Mr. Omoa is a significant support structure for Beverly and Thomas. I'd hate to cut them off from that support structure as well. For those reasons, but primarily because the alleged victims don't consider Mr. Omoa to be a safety risk, and because it's been so long since the date of violation with no allegations of any kind of violent conduct, I would suggest that's not a necessary condition. Ask the court not to impose it.
Way to be fast, my bro.
All right, so the indication is that there's been no contact, but that they are each other's support system. They're part of their support system.
If needed.
All right.
Also, for what it's worth, I'm not the one making the representation. There's been no contact. I can't speak to that one way or the other.
Okay.
With regard to conditions of release, Mr. Omoa, this is what I'm going to do. And here, I'm going to release you on your personal recognizance on the following conditions. You need to notify the court in person or in writing of any change of address, have no new criminal law violations for which there is probable cause, make an appointment with your attorney, make it to that appointment, make it to your court dates, which I'm going to give you here in just a moment. I am going to indicate, do it this way.
Tell us, Judge, what are you gonna do? Tell us.
I'm sorry, Miss, yep. It's Beverly and what was Thomas?
Correct, Your Honor.
And I'm sorry, remind me the last name again.
Anderson?
Anderson. All right, so Mr. Omoa, I'm not going to issue a no contact order at this time. What I am going to do is indicate that you may not have any hostile contact with Beverly and Thomas Anderson, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
So those are going to be my conditions. I'm going to set the matter for pretrial. Any reason why you cannot appear in person at the Bothell Municipal Court?
No, there's not.
Okay, so I'm going to set it to December 7th at 2:30 in the afternoon, in person at the Bothell Municipal Court. Your trial date will be in the January trial term, but your next court date is at 2:30 in the afternoon, December 7th, okay? At the court. So we'll see you there. And I think I have, oops, there's 2 more boxes I need to check. All right, so I think that that concludes everything. I'm going to go ahead and sign this order. Does Mr. McMahon have permission to sign it on your behalf if he finds it's in compliance with my oral ruling?
your oral what?
Mr. Omoa? It looks like he may have frozen.
Creed frame. Creed frame. I say that everywhere I am now. Oh my god, you guys, I'm getting a rash on this side and I still have to work out.
Oops, I think we lost him. All right.
Well, for what it's worth, the order does appear to conform with your oral ruling.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. All right, this is Mr. Marshall. Are you ready to proceed on this matter?
Yes, we are.
All right, Mr. Marshall, good afternoon.
Oh, you're muted, sir. Go ahead and unmute.
Go ahead and
My
unmute
fault.
and
How's
take
it
off
going?
your. Well, you're wearing an
Great.
IV
How are you
hat.
doing?
Good. A little stressed out, but things happen.
All right. So, Mr. Marshall, I don't think you were here when we initially started the calendar. Is that part of why you're stressed out?
Yeah, that's part. I was couldn't find the documents. I didn't really know how to set the thing up, but I got it working. I made a call and then now I'm here.
Oh man, one of my favorite. Wow, she just fucking burned him, made him so like, oh, you were late. So is that why you're upset or you're worried? Man, first of all, who in their right minds wouldn't check court? uh, like try and sign in beforehand. I don't get that. I would have. Lisa, I've taught you a valuable skill, a life hack, if you will. And I'm telling you, works everywhere you go. All those special shower heads. Yeah, Mr. Parent, his glasses and his hair always make me think that he's like a Lego lawyer, like the Lego head of a lawyer. Oh, Lisa, don't worry. Come out after a while, but you'll be all wrinkly. Hmm.
All right. Mr. Parent.
Your Honor, Mr. Marshall and I had a chance to meet in the breakout room. He understands the nature of the charge against him as well as the maximum penalties and DOL ramifications. He also understands the advice of rights form that I went over with him, had no questions for me. And we waive formal reading of the complaint, enter a plea of not guilty. He would request video hearings as he lives in Tacoma.
All right. I see that there's a request for court-appointed counsel. I'm not sure. I guess I will need further information before I could indicate that Mr. Marshall does qualify. So, I don't know, Mr. Parent, if you had an opportunity to speak with him and believe that he would qualify based on the totality of the information he was able to give you.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Your Honor, unfortunately.
All right. So, Mr. Marshall, what that means,
Melanie, it's an advanced hack for the shower head. You take off the shower head and just use the hose. Hi, Colin. Hope you're doing well. I hear you having Deborah Baker on the channel soon. That's great. We did music trivia here last night. Lyric, blah, 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 blah. I don't think Melanie knows what I'm talking about either. I'm not taking the shower head off to clean it. Let's put it that way.
is I'm not going to appoint counsel right now. There will be another form for you to fill out that will give me more information so that I can make that determination. Okay. It'll ask you about your income, your assets, and your expenses.
There we go. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Oh, wait, though. Tomorrow is the switch. Tomorrow's the daylight saving switch. So, please keep that in mind. Most of our phones and stuff do it automatically, but I'm pretty sure that's tonight. We fall back as we sprung forward in the spring. Colin's got a show tomorrow night, 5 p.m. East. We will also have our Court Watchers Anonymous meeting on as we do every Sunday, because we are all addicts. Tonight at 2 a.m. It feels crazy that it's November already. Insane in the membrane. My daughter's birthday is coming up and then Christmas. I try not to celebrate Christmas too much until my daughter's birthday is over, out of respect for her December birthday. I love my birthday in March. It's the best birthday, obviously, but we can't all have my birthday. So when I think of other people's birthdays, I am cognizant of where they fall in the year. And because my daughter's birthday falls in the month of December, I really try hard not to encroach upon it with Christmas until we've fully celebrated her birthday. But she is also not like me in that sense, so she doesn't really care. She's just a good kid. So it doesn't actually bother her if I was to put up Christmas stuff, but she you know, she's a good kid. Regardless, my friends, let's continue on. Is it okay to wear hats in court now? Is that where we're at? Like it's just a-okay to sport your Nike right on your front of your head in court? Also, what angle does he have this at? Is he in a chair or is he in on a stool? Like it looks like there's one armrest, but there's also not. I don't think so. Maybe he's just sitting on some sort of table. Um, yeah. Again, questions I have that probably don't need answers. The fuck, YouTube Daddy? What the? Hold on. I literally pressed play. You guys saw that, and you saw what that did.
Because they can't
bullshit.
help you if you're not talking to them.
The city requests standard conditions.
Okay.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Marshall, I am going to release you on your personal recognizance on the following conditions. Notify the court in person or in writing of any change of address. Have no new criminal law violations for which there's probable cause. Make an appointment with your attorney. Make it to that appointment because they can't help you if you're not talking to them. Make it to your court dates, which I'm going to give you here in just a moment. Do not drive unless you're properly licensed and insured. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Pretty straightforward. Any reason that you cannot appear in person at the Bothell Municipal Court?
Oh, appear in person? It would just depend on the day.
So I'm
What?
looking at December 7th at 2:30 in the afternoon.
It's court. You gotta
Hold
go.
on 1 second. Let me see the calendar.
Oh,
Mhm.
sorry. I
It's a
have
Thursday.
a live stream planned.
Thursday at 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
That could be possible.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and set this matter for court in person on December 7th at 2:30 in the afternoon for your.
It sounds like he's like setting a date that he doesn't want to. He's like, that could be possible. It's a commit, dude. She's not trying to fucking rope you back in. Lucy, thank you for being here. You know what? It's hard to catch us all, but I appreciate you thinking of us. We are on the march to 500 and more, let's say. So thank you for being here. Yesterday we did a really fun game, which we will be repeating eventually, with music lyrics. But right now we're back to court. We're back to some guy wearing a hat in court, acting like we got to work around his schedule. Sometimes the courts are too nice to these people. Like, no, you need to fucking show up on December 7th at 2:30. I don't give a fuck what is in your calendar.
Your pretrial, and the infractions will continue to track. Your trial date is going to be in the January trial term, but again, your next court date, December 7th at 2:30 in person at the Bothell Municipal Court. Okay?
Okay.
And again, with the paperwork you're going to receive from the court, did you ask that to be served by email or?
Email's fine, but no, I didn't get asked. Well, I gave my phone number, but I don't know if that's for the same thing.
Oh my God.
Mr. Parent, did you put that down somewhere that he wished to be receiving notices by email or by text message?
I thought that I did on the rights form.
Let me
Yeah.
check that.
The text message, then I put my phone number.
For text message. Okay, so we'll do that. I just need to make sure we checked the right boxes on that. So let me finish this form. Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, is right, Judge KT. Hi, Grammy Rita. Glad to see you guys.
I'm going to try and save this and see, or try and sign and see if it'll work. Oh, okay.
If at first you don't succeed, Judge, try again.
All
Yeah,
right,
a
so
drip
that
delivered by
should
a horse
be
drop.
fine. And then I'm just going to check really quickly on the rights form to make sure we have that information. Yep, everything's fine there, so we should be able to get that by text message. All right.
That's literally what I look like when I'm doing my makeup. I'm like, yeah, that's what you got. Yeah, that's all you got, girl. It's showtime. Iowa's here as well. Hubby to arrive at the in-laws. He's an hour away. Are you already at the in-laws? Yes, you are, because you're doing that moving thing this weekend. You have to evict somebody. Oh, yeah. I read about it on the Discords. I feel for you, Iowa. I hope the critters are okay while you guys are busy and away. I think this judge is a little too lenient sometimes. But again, I stopped that because I've literally done that. Like looked at my face, been like, yeah, that's what you got.
Thank you.
Take care.
And next we can address Janae Whitaker. On the calendar, she's listed as Janae Nelson.
And on Zoom, he's listed as Janae Aaron Whitaker. I'm very confused.
All right. Good afternoon, Miss Whitaker.
Hello.
You're here for arraignment, so I need to confirm that Janae Nicole, and I have you as Nelson, but you are now Whitaker. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that's your legal name?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Parent.
Your Honor, Ms. Whitaker and I had a chance to.
I'm not trying to be rude. Is she using a filter that makes her eyes look like cartoony big? Because her eyes are big. I do feel for her though. I still am battling the last name battle.
Meet in the breakout room. She understands the nature of the charge as well as the maximum penalties. We also reviewed the advice of rights form. She had no questions about her rights, understands them all. We waive formal reading of the complaint, enter a plea of not guilty. And she would ask for video court. They're staying in that Everett area. They don't have stable housing, but they do have a mailing address in Sequim.
Okay. All right, Ms. Whitaker, the first thing I'm going to start with is I have had a chance to review the request for court-appointed counsel, and based on the information there, I will make a finding that you do qualify and at no expense. Start there. And then with regard to the rights form, it looks like you did give Mr. Parent permission to mark an X on the signature line there on your behalf. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you did understand your rights. Is that also correct?
Yes.
All right. With regard to Mr. Parent has indicated a plea of not guilty on your behalf, which will enter at this time. I have had an opportunity to review the police reports. Do make finding a probable cause. What is the city's request with regard to release and conditions?
The city requests standard conditions as well that Ms. Whitaker abstain from non-prescribed drugs.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Whitaker, I am going to release you on your personal recognizance on the following conditions. Notify the court in person or in writing of any change of address. Have no new criminal law violations for which there's probable cause. Make an appointment with your attorney. Make it to that appointment. They can't help you if you're not talking to them. Make it to your court dates, which I'm going to give you here in just a moment. Make it on time, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And do not possess, consume, or have under your control any controlled substances without a validly issued prescription in your name. Okay?
Okay.
All right. With that, we should be able to set this matter for pretrial right now. It's scheduled for in-person, but you're indicating it's a hardship for her to have to make it to Bothell from Everett at this juncture. Okay.
Yes.
So based on that, I will set this to the 18th, which is the Monday, December 18th at I'm going to go ahead and set that at 2:30 in the afternoon.
How can she not
Okay.
make it?
So December 18th at 2:30 by video, and your trial date will be in the January trial term. But again, next court date, December 18th at 2:30 by video. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yep. We'll see you then.
Okay.
And I think then that means the next matter is going to be Aaron Whitaker.
Correct.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Whitaker.
Wait, they're both in court?
All right.
Oh, that's
And
weird.
so, Mr. Whitaker, you're here for arraignment, so I need to confirm that Aaron Christopher Whitaker is your true name.
Correct.
Mr. Parent.
And Your Honor, Mr. Whitaker and I also had a chance to meet in the breakout room. He understands the nature of the charge as well as the maximum penalties. We also reviewed the advice of rights form. He understood all of his rights, had no questions for me. We waive formal reading of the complaint, enter a plea of not guilty. And for the same reasons as Ms. Whitaker is asking for a video court for the time being.
Wow. Just wow.
Thank you. So we'll start again, Mr. Whitaker. I'm going to start with the request for court-appointed counsel. I have reviewed that, and I do find that you are eligible and at no expense. With regard to the advisement of rights form, again, it looks like you gave Mr. Parent permission to put an X on the signature line there on your behalf. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that is to indicate you did understand what was set forth there. Is that also correct?
Correct.
With regard to Mr. Parent has indicated a plea of not guilty on your behalf, that plea will enter. Court has previously had the opportunity to review the police reports to make finding a probable cause. What is the city's request with regard to release and conditions?
The city requests standard conditions as well that Mr. Whitaker abstain from non-prescribed drugs.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Whitaker, I am going to release you on your personal recognizance on the following conditions. You need to notify the court in person or in writing of any change of address. Have no new criminal law violations for which there is probable cause. Make an appointment with your attorney. Make it to that appointment because they can't help you if you're not talking to them. Make it to your court dates, which I'm going to give you in just a moment. Do not possess, consume, or have under your control any controlled substances without a validly issued prescription in your name. All right. With regard to court-appointed counsel, one of these has to be a conflict for, and so we handled Ms. Whitaker first. So who shall we appoint for Mr. Whitaker?
Your Honor, Ms. Whitaker is a conflict for Stuart McNichols. Mr. Whitaker is not.
Thank you. I apologize. Then on Ms. Whitaker, who would we appoint for her? Or who did we appoint? I'm sorry.
That'll be Christian Smith.
All right. So, Mr. Whitaker, your attorney is going to be Mr. Parent's firm. Your wife's attorney will be Christian Smith, and we'll send out the information for contact for him
Okay.
too. All right, with regard to your matter, same thing because of the request for video court, I will set it to December 18th at 2:30 back here on Zoom. Trial date will be in January. I do need you to be on time to that video court, okay? Right now, you two are the only two cases on there, okay?
Okay,
Be on time.
will do.
All right. We'll see you then. That's it. That
Good
concludes
night.
this matter. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, were those the last matters?
I believe so.
All right.
What? Are
And
you sure, Judge? Because there's like 10 minutes left in this video. Our
There
quickie
was one
happening.
matter I was hoping to add to the calendar. I don't know where we landed with that.
I mean, the calendar that is now 45 minutes into my staff's lunch hour.
Well, it's just to sign off an agreed motion if the court was going to do that.
Let me see if I can get that to
She's
open up a little bit
snarky.
larger. What is this motion?
It's a motion for release to treatment. Mr. Keene has a bed date that is rapidly approaching. He's currently held on this matter. We're asking to release him to his bed date and give him a court date after the conclusion of that treatment program, which we're estimating would be December 4th.
I think the camera wasn't as good on this phone. That's probably why I switched. Oh. I look better on the TV than I do on my phone. Oh,
And it looks like Mr. Lohr has. Well,
Your Honor, Mr. Keene is not being held on this matter in the Marysville jail, but he does have the warrant.
I'm
so the
sorry,
request
misspoke.
is quash the warrant. Is that it?
Yes, I apologize, Your Honor. I was made aware of this very recently, and I might not have all the
okay,
facts
that's fine.
down.
Okay. So I need an order quashing the warrant is what I need. I will grant the request to quash the warrant. We'll schedule him for hearing. We'll summons him for a hearing at the request of the defense after December 4th. It is very difficult on Zoom to sign a blank.
Miss Debs, I can only do PayPal at the moment or buy me a coffee. I don't live in the States and I'm not allowed to sign up for Cash App or Venmo. I wanted to, but I'm not allowed. So right now it's PayPal if you are wanting to be so kind. I do appreciate each and every little bit comes in that makes a huge difference. And I think if we hit exclamation mark links in the chat, it'll pop up with a link tree that has the links to all of those different things there. This judge is cranky. Did she not get her California roll or her acai bowl today? She's been real cranky, sort of snipey at people, I might even say.
Order. I'm just going to say, I'm not sure why. I guess that I've heard that there are judges that don't like it when attorneys complete orders. In 23 years of practice as a prosecutor, I never handed forward a blank order. So I don't know why this is the practice. But if I had a motion I wanted to have that prepared and written.
If we're ranking them in terms of which one gets back to me the most, it would be PayPal. That's the quickest and the best. But buy me a coffee takes like 2 weeks to get the money, weirdly enough. And then YouTube Daddy, of course, we know takes 30%. So while we appreciate YouTube Daddy, and one day I hope to be able to accept super chats again, because I love the super chat thing, but 30% is a hard pill to swallow for him doing, what YouTube Daddy does, which has caused me problems.
Forward.
So in terms of Oak Court, that wasn't on the calendar today, so I couldn't create any documents for it.
Understood, but I'm just saying for future reference, this is a document that was presented by your office, and it is customary that the orders are left blank, which is very frustrating to me in situations like this, because I can't handwrite in what needs to be done, can't make changes. So
If it's blank, you can't make changes.
with regard to this, it appears that what is needed is just an order quashing the warrant. So I will grant the request to quash the warrant.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
With regard to the remainder of the calendar, on the 11 o'clock calendar, any warrants that are authorized on this calendar are subject to address certifications having been filed with the court and confirmation that we have summoned the individual to the last known address. First matter I see as not having appeared is China Davis, cause number 3A0366810. Matter comes on today for arraignment. Defendant was summoned to appear, is not here. Court has made a finding of probable cause. What is the city's request?
The city requests a $2,000 bench warrant.
$2,000 warrant is authorized. Anthony Jacobs, cause number 3A0731136, comes on for arraignment today. Defendant was summoned to appear, is not here.
There's the link.
Court has made a
Lisa.
finding of probable cause. What is the city's request with regard to release and
Shut up, you. Oh my God. See, Maddie?
conditions?
City requests a $5,000 bench warrant.
PayPal doesn't take a percentage, or they might take like 30 cents or something. And
$5,000 warrant is authorized.
the buy me a coffee is just literally a real hassle. But PayPal is the
Next matter
I'm
on the
gonna-
calendar that I show as not having appeared is Jamie Moreno Garcia's, cause number 3A0168365. Matter comes on today for arraignment. Did have a chance to review the police reports to make a finding
then
of
I can put it
probable
straight on
cause.
my
What is the
phone, though.
city's request with regard to release and conditions?
City requests a $2,000 bench warrant.
$2,000 warrant is authorized. Next matter on the calendar is the Christine Osborne matter, cause number 3A0359063. Comes on today for arraignment. I have had a chance to review the police reports, did make a finding of probable cause. Defendant was summoned to be here and is not here. What is the city's request?
The city requests a $2,000 bench warrant.
$2,000 warrant is authorized. Rudy Schultz, cause number 3A0648948, comes on for arraignment. Defendant was summoned to appear, is not here. Court has made a finding of probable cause. What is the city's request?
The city requests a $2,000 bench warrant.
$2,000 warrant is authorized. Next matter is Jarvis Sims, cause number 3A0186968, comes on for arraignment today. Defendant was summoned to appear, is not here. Court did make a finding of probable cause. What is the city's request with regard to release and conditions?
The city requests a $3,000 bench warrant.
$1,000 warrant is authorized. And the Jessica Utley matter, cause number 3A0624379, comes on today for arraignment. The defendant was summoned to appear, is not here. The court has made a finding of probable cause. What is the city's request with regard to release and conditions?
City requests a $2,000 bench warrant.
$2,000 warrant is authorized. Dale Westfall, cause number 3A0229085. Matter comes on today for arraignment. Sorry.
Remember, you guys, Miss
Court
Sarah
has made a
is
finding of probable cause. What is the city's request with regard to release and conditions?
City requests a $2,000 bench warrant.
$2,000 warrant is authorized. I'm just going to go back just a moment because I'm sorry. Madam Clerk, which case was it that did not have police reports?
I don't have your calendar in here with me. You're on.
Give me just a moment while I look.
We also didn't do the Volashuk matter. Mr. Westfall was in custody. He has police reports in it.
He is in custody, or he was?
He was.
Okay. So I'm sorry, Andre Volashuk, cause number 3A04718849. That came on today for arraignment. I have had a chance to review the police reports, did make a finding of probable cause. City's request.
City requests a $2,000 bench warrant.
$2,000 warrant is authorized. All right, give me just a moment.
Hey, take just a moment, Judge. You guys take this moment to make sure that you've clocked in for your shift by hitting the like button, that you're subscribed to the new channel already, and that you are feeling good. I don't know. I appreciate you guys so much. We are only going to do a short one today. I know it started late, but Colin has Miss Deborah Baker on tomorrow night on his channel. Miss Sashina, our very own Sashina, has her novel, chapter or two, being broadcast tomorrow. So we are really excited about that. And if you haven't yet, check that out. Linked in on my channel. Judge, you're having a hard time here, hey? She's having a hard time. I get it. I get it. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. But Sarah yelled.
No file for you to review, but Mr. Matson was previously in custody and PC had been found in that one.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. All right. All right. With that, then I believe that concludes the calendar, unless there's one that I have missed.
No, it does, Judge. You're right. So then Vicky's question has a good timing for it. What time tomorrow? So Colin said 5 p.m. Eastern, which is 2 p.m. Pacific. Probably after that. I would say maybe like 7 East, which would be like 4 or 5. Yeah, let's aim for like 7 or 8 East. It'll be for me. Don't worry. I won't be right on top of Colin. Don't worry, Heather. I promise I won't get on top of Colin. And okay, Sashina's is noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Guys, this is another reminder as my computer freezes. Thank you, computer. That it is daylight savings time tonight. That means the clocks are going to change. Please keep that in mind as you go forth with your day. Remember, we are a great little family here, and I love hanging out with you all. Tomorrow will be our Court Watchers Anonymous meeting. I'll try and post it early so we can hang out in the chat and just to check in. I think we'll aim for, let's say, 8 East, which is 5 Pacific. Yeah, let's aim for that. I did this one early today because I still have to go to the gym for like 2 hours. So, oh yeah, definitely need to go to the gym. So, please remember that I love you, I'm proud of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh my God. Swear to God. Also, I don't know how many subs we're at today, but maybe on to 500 soon, guys. I love you. Bye.